Hi everyone, this is Muchaneta here from Fashion Nerd. We are at the Keyhouse in the Sustainable Innovations section, and I'm excited to talk to Julia, who's got a very kind of innovative project. Could you tell me a little bit about it, please?
Yeah, sure. Hi. So my project is called the Atlas of Sustainable Colors, and you can see it here. And at this moment, this is a book which I made aiming to show the range of colors which we can obtain with what I call alternative methods of dyeing. Why alternative? Because I was looking for alternative for the synthetic dyes, which are causing a lot of pollution. Yeah.
I mean, I know chemicals in dyes is one of the big problems at the moment. It's quite toxic, it's not very good for the environment. So is this basically what you're trying to tackle?
I want to tackle it on my own, and I'm not a scientist and not a chemist, but...
So what are you? What would you say you are?
So I call myself as a sustainable color researcher, but I'm also connector. So the colors that you see here, I didn't make any of them. Okay, maybe a few, but just to learn the method. I wanted to understand, for example, how to dye with bacteria, because this is also what I'm talking about. So basically, the goal of this project is to open up the conversation about the issue that you just mentioned, so the toxic components in the synthetic dyes. But we have to remember that, like, bacteria dyes are also with chemicals. Like, when we talk about chemicals, they can be toxic ones and natural ones. And then, so it all started from everything started from bacteria. Actually, I assisted the research at university, and I learned and I saw how designers were teaming up with biotechnology students, and this was. This moment when I was like, hey, this is so cool, like bacteria produce colors, I didn't know about it, let's show it to others and let's inspire each other. So the goal of this project is like to show the range of colors which we can obtain with plants, food waste, like bioproducts from food industry, like avocado and curcuma, and also to use bacteria, naturally pigmented bacteria which exist in our environment. And to search for more. So that's why I'm calling myself as a sustainable color researcher, because I'm constantly curious about new methods, new colors, new possibilities, and I want to connect those people together to
I mean, I think that's so important, because I think I've said it quite a few times already. Collaboration is key.
Yeah.
We all need to work together in order to achieve the same objective. So you told me earlier that these have been your most popular colours. People have been drawn to these colours. Can you kind of talk about them and how they came about?
So, that's the thing. Also, my starting point for this research was the aesthetics of sustainable fashion. And I had a feeling that it's not true that sustainable colors can be only earthy, like hippie, boring.
Like your beiges and whatnot.
This is what we still keep repeating this cliche thought. And then I saw that my colleague from the previous school that I finished was doing a whole collection made out of naturally dyed fabrics. And these are colors from her collection, and this is all plants. Wow. So it's not a beige, it's not a not an earthy color. The reason why they are so vibrant, it's because they are on a silk, and silk is perfect textile to bring vibrancy of the color, because the fiber is animal-based. There is a protein, and protein is the best thing to connect with the color. But that's the thing, like, when I was presenting this project very first time, everyone was like, wow, look at this, it's so vibrant. Yes. Like, this is the keyword for to attract people to the color. So these are all different plants.
They are really beautiful. I mean, what plants exactly? Are they specific plants or just general ones?
No, these are like, this is weld. It's a small plant which is growing all around Europe, and it has a small yellow flowers, and I can just quickly look it up. So the book, as I said, is a compendium of those plants and microorganisms, and here you have the examples about the ingredients. So if you are curious, here you can find information, and this is this weld. So this is another word of it, name for it. And the red one is made out of this root, the red root of mother plant. Oh, wow. So in the book, if you are curious what is the ingredient, and then you can find this part and read more about it. Here you also have bacteria, which were used to dye.
Yes, I've heard about bacteria, and I think that's quite an interesting concept. But how, I'm going to use the word sustainable is this, but how many brands can actually adopt this type of dyeing technique? Because, if you're using plants, I mean, is that something that can be pushed into the mainstream? Is that something that can be produced on a mass kind of scale?
Yeah, so it all depends on the ingredient you want to use, because, for example, the onion, which is also very interesting, like these are the colors from onion, and I like them also, but when I talked to the dyers, they said it's not efficient you have to collect so many skins of the onion, that maybe it's not a good way. But at this point, as a researcher, I focus on those small designers who are developing those methods in their own studio, because we just shared the same values of like learning how we can dye without synthetic toxic things. And it was also about going back to the recipes from the past.
Oh, yeah.
But I know that there are companies which are operating on a bigger scale who are adapting the natural pigments from plants in their factories. And I just can't wait to add them to the atlas.
So basically what you're showing is what is possible.
Yeah. I'm not having like it's more to inspire you to open up this conversation, to connect, because then people hear about it and they can also feel that they can engage with this. Yeah, this is the word. Engage with this subject, and just feel that we are part, as a human, we are part of the nature.
Yes.
So let's stop polluting it, and let's take care of ourselves also, because what you said about pollution is also the dyes can cause the skin irritation. And for example, with plants and bacteria, they have additional properties, like bacteria pigments is antibacterial, or it can be with UV protection. So it gives just new opportunities for the future, that maybe in the medicine we will make bandages for the, when you cut your skin, and it will be dyed with bacteria, and it will be already healing your skin, like who knows.
So what's been the response from the Keyhouse attendees? I mean, you're all about inspiring, showing them the future of what it could be.
Yeah.
Were they amazed?
A lot of people hugged me.
Oh, really?
Saying that it's a good direction, because apparently I think that we have this tendency to developing our own ideas, methods in our small studios, companies, and in fashion, sharing is a new thing.
They don't like to share in fashion.
No, and whenever I say this is this color made by Zuza, you can make a picture of it, and really, can I get this data? So it's also like people were happy seeing the possibilities, seeing the range of colors, which also I think makes us happy when we have color in our life. And they were, of course, questioning and asking about quantities. Is it possible to create it? And it's all about researching, and also I believe that if we will collaborate, then it will be more possible to actually scale those methods up. Scale up, you know what I mean. And to actually start using those methods in fashion for textiles.
I think what you're doing is super exciting, and I kind of can't wait for the next level. So thank you so much, Julia. Much appreciated.
Thank you.